War of the Realms update has landed, so let's get to my first impressions after playing around with everybody for a couple of hours. Odin feels great, absolutely fantastic character, may be the best, the new best level 70 tier 3 in the game, may end up being the best level 80 in the game. I know I recently gave that to Spider-Gwen, and then before that I gave that to Adam, but they're really pushing the level here with what a level 70 can do. Just for reference on the live stream, he can do, although I died, level 85 of Mephisto at tier 3, level 70, which is completely impossible for most other tier 4s at tier 3 with the command ability. He crushes stage 69 of Mephisto, he crushes a bunch of other content, and he's doing so with this build, including one Odin's Blessing, Power of Angry Hulk, no artifact, and a 140 proc obelisk. Super proc friendly for Odin, and it's only going to get better. As far as the optionals go on the uniform, I think they're very good. He gets Namor, Wakanda Forever. He gets Ronin, which is not so good. But then he gets Proxima, Captain America Back to Basics, and Shadow Shell. So 3 very meta uniforms. One good one, and then just one not so good uniform. But very, very strong showcase from Odin. Just keep in mind it's a very expensive character to build, but certainly worth his weight in value. Enchantress, on the other hand, from what I was able to experience, not so impressive in the damage department. That was with a crit rate, mind damage, 140 proc. Very, very easy to proc. Very, very easy to play, just like Odin, but just not really cranking out the damage. Of course, she's an excellent support, giving supervillain allies increased damage to villains as well, or increased damage to boss types as well as all attack. So very, very good support. Basically a better support than Proxima. So if you're thinking about getting Enchantress and you don't have Proxima, that would be a really good option. Not quite as flexible of a support as something like Riri Williams, Ironheart, or Sif, but certainly not bad at all. Haven't tested her out in Dispatch just yet, but I can try that later on to take advantage of her leadership as well. As for the uniform options on Enchantress, we're looking at Arachnite, Moon Knight, Cable, which is very old, but then Back to Basics Iron Man, and then Ancient One. So again, very, very good optionals from these two here. Not bad at all. Then we get to Malekith. Surprisingly very good. Surprisingly strong, despite having a 22-second cooldown on Sinful Blade. It's a very long animation, but it basically is the skill that you proc on. He's very proc friendly. I wouldn't say that he's the easiest to play because you do have to delay your next rotation every time, but he definitely has a lot more value than I think was initially expected of him. We'll have to wait and see how he shakes out. And I don't think he's going to be meta, and unfortunately, he can't take advantage of the biggest part of his passive, where he deals 120% increased damage to heroes because most content you're fighting against villains. But he was able to one-shot stage 99 of Cable with literally nothing. No strikers, no leadership, no support passives, and a crit damage lightning resist 160 proc obelisk. So that was pretty nice. His optionals, on the other hand, are Kitty Pryde, Sharon Rogers Light Sirius, Thanos, Secret Wars Infinity, Drax, and Hawkeye Kate Bishop. These are some of the shittiest optionals I've ever seen, especially with how old that Thanos uniform is. Brutal optionals for Malekith. And then finally we come to Angela. I really think the devs could have done a little bit more for her offensively. She's very awkward to play because you can't cancel. Like, she just basically doesn't have enough damage on any one skill, and you can't instant cancel 4, you can't instant cancel 3 or 5. So she hurts a lot. It basically means she's not proc friendly, and she wasn't able to do very much content. She wasn't able to impress me with a rage. I went ahead and slapped the rage on her right away to see if she had any value as her own damage dealing character, and I think the answer is no. I don't think the answer is yes. She even struggled sometimes to proc the rage, even though she has 35% guaranteed crit rate. Just really doesn't have much damage at all. She doesn't have much damage. She doesn't have much synergy with her abilities either, like passing procs and things like that. Just quite disappointing. The only good thing I would say besides her support is that her 5th skill has excellent tracking. Excellent tracking. I know that's not really worth much to some of you. Her optionals are also really bad, however. So you got Yelena, Psylocke, Corvus's old Infinity War uniform, Cersei, and then Spider-Man Far From Home. So Enchantress and Odin, excellent optional uniforms and excellent characters in my opinion. Angela, not so much, purely a support. And then Malekith, surprisingly good, but hard to see where he's going to fit in the meta, and also really bad optionals. But that's only the tip of the iceberg, ladies and gentlemen, because in addition to that, we have the now 6-day and couple of hours on Timeline Survival, the new refreshed content. So Timeline Survival, I want to take a little bit of time to talk about this because it's much more interesting now. This is an event rather than being a daily task. So it's not going to appear once the 6 days are gone. It's going to disappear, and hopefully it'll come back next month. But this is essentially this is a one-time thing. You only have to do it once every month. You can buy this survival kit to upgrade it to twice per month, to twice per event for 2,500 crystals. But from what I understand, you only get to clear the board once. It's not once every day. It's just once overall. Now, it's a much bigger board. As you can see, it's a 20 by 20 board. So there are 400 squares here. But keep in mind that you don't have to clear all of the squares, because every time you move onto a square, it reveals squares in either direction. So you get to see what's next there. As far as the content goes, it's still very, very similar. You do have a bonus on War of the Realms characters, as you can see there. In the War of the Realms timeline, all of those characters from the update, so Odin, Enchantress, Angela, and also Malekith, will be receiving 50% attack, 50% defense, 50% HP. So that is very, very good. You can certainly clear with them, but you can also just as easily clear with just a very powerful team if you can put together some synergistic team like this. So in this case, these are all mutants, and despite the fact that my enemies have damage reduction versus mutants, you can see they don't really hold a candle to me defense-wise because I'm tier 4 and they're tier 2, and we have all this synergy of being mutants and all this stuff. So, of course, the third way, the most honest way of playing, is by respecting the battle tips. You can see there, blast types have an advantage, human characters have an advantage, and so you can bring a sort of balanced roster of characters. I obviously didn't do that. I leaned mostly towards universals, mostly towards mutants, and mostly towards villains. But there's certainly a bunch of different ways to play Timeline Survival, but it's definitely not a difficult game mode. Now, what's more interesting about it, I would say, is the fact that you now don't get energy passively, but you actually have to grind up the temporal energy. Sorry, I have to just clear this really quickly. Let's just go ahead and see how these three do. But essentially, by playing the other content like you do with Timeline, with let's say Cosmic Core, and you generate cosmic energy, same thing goes for Timeline Survival. You generate timeline or temporal energy, Timeline Survival energy, by playing other content, by playing World Boss, by playing Timeline Battle, Multiverse Invasion, any other game mode. So you basically just earn your energy passively, and then you spend it at a later time. So it just gives you something to do. There's no cost. There's literally zero cost associated with this game mode. And the rewards, in my opinion, are much, much better now. So you can see there, I've got the temporal energy. And if you click the little question mark, it tells you how to get more temporal energy. I've gotten 15 out of the 80 that I can get daily. And then I can double that if I buy the survival kit. Now, the really nice thing about Timeline Survival is the rewards, as I said. Also the fact that it costs you nothing, right? It doesn't cost energy anymore. It doesn't cost gold to open it. It doesn't cost boost points. It doesn't cost anything. You just have to play the other game modes and then come back to play this. Now, you will get, once you beat the 3 bosses, you will get this reward in the bottom. You're going to get 1, which means you get 1 3-star exclusive artifact. And you have a chance of getting a 4-star exclusive artifact. So basically, you get 1 drop, 3 to 4-star exclusive artifact, probably weighted towards the 3 stars. But hey, only exclusive artifacts available, so there are no generic artifacts. That's great. And then additionally, you also have shops that you can find on the map. You can find shops on the map, and it'll be denoted by a little shopping cart icon, as you can see from that one. And those, let me just quickly clear this so you guys can see. Oh, we didn't bring in Namor. That's fine. But we don't need to, because I think this is like a blast type thing. But maybe Kraven will take a little bit longer to kill. But let's take a look here. Anywho, the shops have much improved rewards. They basically brought back the Mandalay gem fragments, the Awakening crystals, and the tier 3 materials, the CCF, the Titan component packs, and the Essence of Dimension. So this is a fantastic way to grind out and get more tier 3 materials and more transcendent materials. Essentially, again, completely for free. I cannot stress how free this is because you use the tokens, the TVA tokens, right? So I have 27 of those TVA tokens in the top right-hand thing there. I have 27 of those TVA tokens. I got those for free because I spent the temporal energy that I got for free by playing other game modes, right? So literally 100% free. And then you check out the shop here, and then the shop will have things that you can buy. Look at this. So for 20 tokens, I can buy 5 TCP, 10 component packs. For 140 tokens, I can get 30 Mandalay gem fragments. And that's the same, that's equal cost. So you can get 30 CCF for 140 tokens. It's the same price across those different materials. So this is absolutely fantastic. And the best part is, because you have 7 days to complete this one board, you should go through and clear all of the fights. Because every single fight is going to give you those tokens, or it's going to give you a reward. So you can rack up tons of rewards and go around and hit all of the shops up and clean out all of the shops. So this is something you're going to whittle away at day by day, and you're going to end up with potentially hundreds of CCF and rewards, or hundreds of other rewards or whatever, plus a random 3 or 4 star artifact. Plus, if you want to spend a bit more, you can spend 2,500 crystals, and you basically have the chance to do it again. You're allowed to do 2 boards instead of 1, and you also get a bonus chest at the end of the board. So rather than getting 1 board, you actually get 4 boards, because you get 2 chests per board, and you get 2 boards in total. And as you can see from the board here, if you click on the bonus reward, it's a 4 star artifact. So you basically pay 2,500 crystals, and you get 2 random named 4 star artifacts, and the chance to get 2 more or 2 3 stars, plus all the other rewards. So they did a fantastic job. I think this is just purely a win. It's a slow burn type of content, but it's very easy, so you don't have to worry and stress about it. Just go through and grind. This is a really nice piece of content to do, like while you're doing something else, while you're watching Netflix or whatever, because you're just going, you're going board by board, you know, tile by tile. You're just trying to clean everything out. So yeah, really happy with Timeline Survival. I think they really killed it. I was hoping that it would be a daily board that you could clear every single day, but it doesn't seem to be that. It seems to be just a one-time thing, but that's really good as well, because then it doesn't pressure you into playing so much in such a small amount of time. Now, there is a little bit more to get to, but the thing that I want to mention the most is the data mine. So there was a data mine for those of you that are curious, and the data mine is for a pretty important character. Now, there's already a clue in the game. If you go over to the archive and you go over to the event token archive, you'll see that there are 2 tokens for upcoming events. There's the Asgard tokens. These are the ones that you're going to exchange for the premium card or the mega tier 2 ticket or whatever. But then you see the next one there is the cool summer token. And these are the tokens for the summer uniforms. Now, the old summer uniforms are going to come back, like Storm, Iceman, Enchantress, Cable, Silk, Quicksilver. But if you take a look at the color scheme there, it's white, or like a very light blue, and a darker blue. Can you think of a female character whose color scheme is like white and blue, or light blue and dark blue? If you're having a trouble, I'm going to give you a second here. So this has been data mined, and you can go on Reddit to check it out. But it's Luna Snow. So yeah, light blue, dark blue has been her calling card motif from the beginning, and it's now been data mined that her tier 4 skill is in the game files. So it's going to be awesome for some people. It's going to be heartbreak for others who maybe, you know, recently tier 4 Shadow Shell or Spider-Gwen. But it seems like Luna will be arriving in the game in about 2 weeks via the summer uniforms and the summer update. And that also means potentially that Luna will be paywall for that summer uniform, because as is in the past, all female characters in the seasonal uniforms are paywall. Squirrel Girl was paywall, Gwenpool was paywall, Black Hat was paywall. It's always the females, because they got to get that simp money. So yeah, pretty huge news. Seems like the meta is going to be shaken up in a major way with Odin, and then potentially with Luna and whoever else is coming along. Additionally, there are new in-game character models for the OG Doctor Strange. So they've been making some tweaks to his character model to improve it. which usually signals that the character is going to be getting a rework or some sort of update soon. Not necessarily in the next update, but sometime later this year. There's also been improvements to the base character model for Sister Grimm. It's become more high def, more high res, and also for Wiccan. So definitely, again, continuing to fuel the fire on rumors that a magic update could be coming. And of course, that also lines up with the recent icon that we've seen that hasn't been released yet. That is the Sanctum Secured Otherworld Battle Season 2 League reward. So yeah, a lot of stuff on the horizon. Potential Luna tier 4, potential Doctor Strange tier 4, in addition to this absolute banger and everything else. So keep it locked on the channel for more content. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this update. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.